Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Doing some more work on my 2011 Ford Fiesta today, and I'm going to be replacing the Downstream O2 sensor. Alright, so really quick, show you what's going on. Check engine light came on. Went ahead and grabbed my scanner, and I got 3 codes, but they're all going to be for the same thing. P0054, HO2S heater resistance, bank 1, sensor 2, which is pretty much saying there is a issue with the O2 sensor downstream one, the one behind the catalytic converter. So I'm going to go ahead and try and replace that and see if it fixes it. And then, as you can see, same thing and same thing. So go ahead and pop your hood. Okay, so with your hood popped here, let's take a look and see. You can see right here where this green plug is, that's going to be the upstream O2 sensor, but we need to locate the downstream one. Let me get my camera in here so you can see where our upstream one plugs in, but just below that there with the orange coating on the wire, that's going to be the downstream one we need to replace. And you can kind of see where it plugs into down there. Got a little heat shield protecting the plug on it, which is going to be right here. So it plugs in right underneath here, and it has a purple plug. So I think we could do this from up top if you had to, but I think it's going to be a lot easier from down below there. So probably going to grab my jack and jack it up and crawl underneath and see if it's easier to get out that way. Since I'm going to be jacking up the front end, I'm just going to place a block behind the driver rear wheel. And then here on the passenger side, I'm just going to jack it up over here. I'm going to place my jack right underneath the pinch weld here. Alright, so with that jacked up, you can see we've got a lot better access underneath here than we did from up top. And you can see the purple plug there, where it plugs into, and then of course our heat shield, and then it's threaded up into the exhaust right there. I think we'll be able to unplug this without having to remove the heat shield. If you do have a problem unplugging it and you need to remove this, it looks like there's a little screw right there, either an 8 or a 10 millimeter, that you can remove, and then that whole heat shield should come off. So let's go ahead and try and unplug this really quick here. Alright, so when you go to unplug this, you can see at the very top there's that little tab. So you need to push down on that tab and you should be able to just pull that out. So let's go ahead and try it. Kind of hard to get your fingers in here. So yeah, that just unplugs like that. And then, like I said, here's that little tab that you need to press. And then this should just come, yeah, there's a little clip right on top here that I think just pulls off of there, just like that. So let's go ahead and try and get this out of the exhaust now. Alright, so let's go ahead and loosen that O2 sensor. Pretty much I think you just got to break it free, and then it should come out pretty easy. You may want to soak it with some PB Blaster or WD-40 before you start as well. And I'm just going to use a 22 millimeter wrench. You can also use a 7/8, but I think that's going to be the easiest to get up in here because there's so much stuff in the way. I do have some O2 sensor sockets if I do need those, but I think a regular old wrench is going to work just good for this. So like I said, I'll grab my 22 millimeter here, get that up on there. Probably need both hands to break this free, and then just try and break that free. So I think we got it somewhat loose here. Try to get my wrench on here. And I'm going to go up top and see if I got a better angle on it. Alright, so with the old one out, taking a look at it here, let's go ahead and pull this little plastic tab off of here that hooks onto that heat shield. I think you just should be able to take your thumb, just kind of open that up, take that off, and then this is the new one. I just went with another Motorcraft DY1152, and I put some gloves on because this thing was just covered in anti-seize. It must have been rolling around in the bag here. You can see they put the anti-seize on there already for you, but it's all over the bag instead on the threads here. So I'm going to put a little more on here, and that's why I'm wearing gloves here. So I just got some anti-seize. I'll put just a little more on here. And then I'll go ahead and take the that little plastic piece here for the clips onto the heat shield there. Stick that back on. And then, like I said, just make sure it's the same thing. As you can see, that looks the same. Let's go ahead and put this in. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and thread this in from up top. That seemed to be easier. And then I'll come back down and tighten it. So once you get it hand tight, go ahead and grab your 22 or 7/8 again, and let's see if we can tighten it up here. And I can't seem to get my wrench all the way on here. Let me go up top and see if I can get a little more. Now I should be able to get on it. That should be good about there. If you want, you can put a torque wrench on it with your socket if you can get it in there. But I think the average O2 sensor is usually around 30 foot-pounds. But I'm just going to go hand tight like that, and it should be good. So once you get that tight, let's go ahead and plug this back in here. And you should hear it click. That, and then let's go ahead and put this clip back on here. And then that should just slide. May have to move it down just a little bit here. And slide that on. And then I was trying to just slide this heat wrap here up towards the oxygen sensor a little more, just to help protect it there. Next we'll go ahead and get our jack stand out of there and lower the vehicle. Alright, so that's going to do it for the video. I'm going to go ahead and erase all three of those codes with my scan tool, and then I'll take it for a drive, and then I'll recheck and see if any of those codes come back. But hopefully this takes care of it. Again, this is a 2011 Ford Fiesta, and I had a check engine light coming on due to P0054 code, pretty much saying that my computer was noticing an issue with the downstream O2 sensor. So I went ahead and replaced that, And then also check out the description. I'll put a link into the Amazon link that I got the O2 sensor from. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Check out my other videos, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.